So today, we are celebrating our Prabhupada's disappearance from this planet. Srila Prabhupada appeared on the planet to fulfill Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is described as the most merciful of all incarnations, had predicted that the holy name would be chanted in every town and village of the world. Many acharyas tried, and the Vaishnavas were thinking, yes, it's a prediction, but it may not come true. But Bhaktisiddhantaji had full faith, and Prabhupada appeared to fulfill that prediction. So in Prabhupada's life, these opportunities like today give us an opportunity to meditate on Prabhupada's pastimes and his teachings. We saw how Prabhupada struggled to establish Krishna consciousness, how he struggled in India to publish his books. On one occasion, Prabhupada had gone to Bombay to collect funds for printing first canto part 3. Someone in Bombay told him that there was a very pious lady called Srimati Maharaji who likes helping sadhus. Prabhupada proceeded to her office, but her secretaries would not let Prabhupada get an audience with her. Prabhupada was determined to see her. So he sat down on the staircase from where she was going to exit, and he stayed there for 5 hours chanting the holy name. And because he said, this is the only route through which she can go home. And then in the evening when she was going home, she saw Prabhupada sitting there. She asked her secretary, 𝐃𝐲𝐸𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿, who is this Swamiji? And he said, he's a Swamiji from Vrindavan. Then she gave Prabhupada an appointment for the next day, and she agreed to pay for the printing of the whole first canto part 3. But this example just shows how determined Prabhupada was. Finally, when Mrs. Morarji agreed to facilitate Prabhupada's trip to America, he would walk from the location of the residence of the Scindia Company to the Andheri station 3-4 kilometers every day, just because he didn't have money for the bus fare. So we see how Prabhupada made so many sacrifices to establish this Krishna conscious movement, and Prabhupada opened Vaikunthas all over the world. After Prabhupada had come to India with his Western disciples for the first time, the city of Vrindavan hosted a big reception. And in the reception they said, Prabhupada took Vrindavan to the whole world. So Prabhupada not only took Vrindavan to the whole world, but he established Vaikunthas all over the world. Prabhupada said, these temples of ISKCON are not in Bombay, London, New York, they are in Vaikuntha. So Prabhupada created Vaikunthas all over the world. And as we expand the movement, Prabhupada's glory also expands. So I wanted to share with you all some of the new statistics that we have on ISKCON activities around the world. Would you like to hear that? Okay. So as of some recent data, there are now 602 ISKCON Vaikunthas all over the world. When Prabhupada left the planet, there were about 140 ISKCON Vaikunthas all around the world. There are 65 farms and villages, 65 farms all over the world. There are 54 educational institutions around the world ISKCON has. That includes schools And you want to know how many restaurants? There are 110 ISKCON-related restaurants around the world. There are about 75,000 initiated devotees. 7 million worshippers attend an ISKCON program annually. 7 million. And there are over 30,000 devotees participating in Bhakti Vriksha programs. 516 million books have been distributed all over the world. Sitting here, Prabhupada used to give darshan. We saw in Vrindavan, in his last few months on the planet, Prabhupada was so weak, he couldn't even sit down. He could barely speak. But he had a devotee, Pradyumna, reading out the Sanskrit. He had another devotee reading out the commentary of the Acharyas. And Prabhupada was whispering the translation and purport. This just shows you how compassionate Prabhupada was and how determined he was to save humanity. And sitting here in Vrindavan, in his quarters, he said, as long as book distribution goes on, I will never die. Through these books, he's preaching and distributing. So, on this auspicious day, our meditation should be, how can we expand Prabhupada's glories further? And you can expand Prabhupada's glories further by getting dedicated to his teachings. So 516 million books have been distributed, and Prabhupada's books have been translated in over 70 languages of the world. Today you can have Prabhupada's books in virtually every language of the world, every major language of the world, you have Prabhupada's books. 3 billion plates of prasadam have been served by ISKCON devotees all over the world. And 1,000 Harinam chanting parties go out in different parts of the world. So the reason I read these figures out was just to make you realize that Prabhupada is continuing to expand the movement. Those devotees remain loyal to Prabhupada's instructions. We do what Prabhupada wants us to do. Everything that Prabhupada wanted us to do is clearly revealed in his letters, books, etc. There's no secret or there's no new formula that we need to invent. So, on this auspicious day, we should all dedicate ourselves to Prabhupada's teachings. Prabhupada dedicates the first canto of the Bhagavatam to his Guru Maharaja and says, he lives forever by his divine instructions and the follower lives with him. So Prabhupada's instructions are very clear and we should follow these instructions and dedicate ourselves to his instructions. Everything we need to know is there in Prabhupada's books. We don't need to go outside. And by remaining dedicated to Prabhupada's teachings, we'll make advancement and Prabhupada's glories will continue to expand. So let us all dedicate ourselves to Prabhupada's teachings. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.